Hi, my name is Kasey Pacheco, and I thank you so much for inviting me as a speaker at this year's nursing conference. I am so happy to be here. I am a bedside nurse, and currently I am on my way to starting a nonprofit organization. I will put out a disclaimer, I have a no scientific breakthrough, just really loving thoughts to share with you. I'm addressing everyone in this room who cares about saving and perpetuating human life. I call you preservers of life. Yes, you. You are a preserver of life. You're here because you care about people and you want to save life. Why am I talking about this subject about healing humanity from the inside out? Well, we're at a pretty interesting place in history. We are on the brink of a global systemic collapse of the healthcare system. Sounds a little bit doomsday, right? But that's not why I'm here. Because when there is breakdown, you have a unique opportunity to start all over again. Yes, we are also on the brink of the dawn of a new era for healthcare. The wise man once said, if you build a house on a sand, when the rains pour and the flood come, right, and the winds blow, the collapse will be great. So we are seeing a collapse right now. But this highlights something very important. The foundations of our current system was built on sound. You see, sand is just loose dirt. It's barely held together. And we have allowed private thoughts and aspirations of a few to create a system where profit and value comes above healing. It's common knowledge that there is no money to be made from cures. So the value of human beings was turned into a commodity of human doing. Why am I addressing healthcare? When we built a system where we encourage consumption of healthcare that is not sustainable. We work a person to death and replace them when they're gone. And currently, as we bleed out nurses, all we could think about is more, more. We need more. Just like a fire, we will never be satisfied. You see, poor work-life balance has created this problem. We told our patients, expect excellence without requiring them to excellently care for themselves. We measure success in terms of metrics that never took the well being of our staff into consideration. In meeting those metrics and planning out our important life saving work, we never stopped to use the bathroom or plan and eat a nutritious meal. We did all of this in order to deliver excellence. Now humanity cries. And when our own bodies whispered, we ignored. Just one more patient, one more life, one more task, with each action depleting from our very being. Now our nursing bodies are about to scream. And the world, will they listen? Humans, we need to realize an important fact. If we don't listen to the cries of those who don't matter, one day we won't matter. What is the problem? Why did this all happen? Where did this all come from? Well, the root of the problem is not the problem itself, but it is the mindset. It's a mindset that grew from chattel slavery. The mindset is human beings are a commodity and a very valuable one at that. You see, placing a price and creating a system that places a monetary value on the life of a priceless human is the very base of the problems faced in modern day society. Even if every healthcare worker had the opportunity to work for free, we would still be trapped in this messy situation. Why? because the ownership and consumption of human resource is trapping us. This is not the doing of the elite or the corporation. After many years, our work has become our identity. We pride ourselves on all our ambition and accomplishment, but our value and personal esteem as a human being is worth very little. Yes, my colleagues, I am so proud of our academic, economic, and scientific accomplishments. But that double shift that you pull, that soda that you drink every day, that greasy, fatty, sugary foods that we eat just to provide excellent care, is putting us front and center to death's door. The time spent away from home and family that we boast as dedication is ruining our families. It is ruining our mental health, and it is the actual cause of disease. I personally experienced within my past working relationships the loss of two colleagues. I watched them smoke the stress away and eat their sorrows away till death took its grip on them. Every day I watched them walk into work with habits that I know one day would catch up to them, all to care for another person. Currently, as nurses, we think our idea is innovation, and I am all for innovation. I actually have a story about innovation. About 5 years ago, I worked at a large healthcare institution in the southern United States, and they hosted a forum for all the nurses. And management and the CEO, they wanted to know what innovative ideas the bedside nurses had. They were concerned that big tech such as Apple, Google, and Amazon would tap their hands into the profits and make the current hospitalization system obsolete. So they were asking us nurses if we had any ideas. So I looked around and I was surprised that none of the nurses were volunteering information. All they had to talk about was the staffing issues and the current needs that were being ignored. I thought to myself, why won't these nurses offer a solution? Well, I didn't have to wait too long to understand why. You see, later on, they took us to some of the nurses who were showcasing their innovative ideas. And I saw a nurse standing at a poster board, and she was boasting about how her innovation saved millions of lives and millions, maybe even billions of dollars. So I looked at her and I said, wow, you must really love your job because why are you still working here? And she said, I didn't get any money from it because I was working for this company. The patent became theirs and I got a certificate. You see, this is what I'm talking about. The flames of injustice burns within me just relating this story to you. You see, innovation is good, but the time for innovation has passed. Innovation at this time is like building on a sandcastle. This sandcastle is about to be gone. And this is why I'm here today, because we are laying a brick for the new foundation of healthcare. We are no longer going to build on a broken system. We are here to encourage you to act. And I hope that you are a rock like person that I am parking these thoughts on. A rock like solid person, a person with integrity, with heart, and with courage to act. This is why I think you came here today, because you are this type of person. One thing I will say before I could build on any thought, and that is this brick I'm laying for this new foundation. Human beings are not for sale. Life is not a commodity. It is a precious gift to be lived and experienced. I'll say it once more. Human beings are not for sale. One more time. Human beings are not for sale. When I say human beings are not for sale, what I mean is not just one person selling out another person, but I mean that we as humans are selling ourselves and we are selling ourselves short. We cannot continue to sacrifice ourselves on the altar of ambition and success. I like complex things. I like to sound complex. I think we all do. You know, you look at some of the names of our drugs and our medications and our processes. It is so complex because when we say things really complex, it makes us sound smart and we feel like we know something that somebody doesn't, you know? But I must admit that the solution to our problems, where it will take a lot of work, it actually is very simple. You know, the base of nursing, as instituted by Florence Nightingale, was very simple. She saved many lives. She did simple things as encouraging physicians and nurses to wash their hands in between patients, open the blinds and let fresh air and sunlight in. You see, it is simple, and the mindset change is simple. Stop selling ourselves. When is this change going to happen? Now. It is now. But let's be truthful. Are you ready for it? Are you prepared for it? Well, I came to share some steps of how we can be prepared for it. Step back and evaluate your view on humans in terms of value. Now, you may say, well, I love humans, they're valuable. That's why I got into this profession. Of course, they're valuable. Of course, you care about people. But what I'm talking about is how much do you care about people? How valuable, just how valuable are they to you? Are they valuable enough for you to state your opinion and risk losing your job, your license, your reputation, your accreditation? Yes, we say that they have value, but I am here to elevate your awareness and raise your consciousness. Just how valuable are they to you? Why so extreme? Because someone took extreme action or inaction that got us here. Think of it. If one day no person on the planet had any illness anymore, we would say that would be awesome. But really, would it? That will mean that everything you work for, your job, your license, your reputation, your accreditation, everything, your studies, everything that you are currently working on and have worked for in the past will be useless. Your heart may be good natured, and you may say, I won't care. But the truth is, the people who do care about losing it all has more power and influence than they should. And not too many people are willing to suffer loss for the right thing. You know, one day we will die, but I hope when you and I die, we will have done the right thing for humankind. How? Where do we go from here? Well, this is why I came to speak today. We must be models of healthcare and wellness. We live in a system that glorifies selling ourselves as healthcare providers. We sell our health, we sell our wellness to provide health and wellness to others. That does not make sense. We are so depleted, and only to find out that the people we serve aren't really satisfied. At least the airlines got it right. They say put on your oxygen mask first before you put it on others. Think about this. Can a hairdresser walk around with messed up hair? Can a fashion designer walk around in rags? If not, why is it okay for a nurse I'm a doctor, a healthcare provider, to not be healthy. When I say not healthy, I don't mean free from disease. Healthy, meaning every aspect of our lives should exude that we are fit to be preservers of life. Holistic health. We must raise the bar for ourselves first, because then we would each see how to raise the bar for everyone else. If we personally strive and achieve good health ourselves, we would know how to help others. Now, you may say, I'm in good health, and I even encourage and set up a health plan for those who work under me. But when it comes to the mindset of healthy expectations, is it really healthy for one person to have healthy conditions at the expense of another person to produce their unhealthy expectations? This is not just healthcare. This is actually addressed to every business and corporation out there. However, I must address healthcare first because we should be role models of what health looks like. You know, in retrospect, I wish that company, that healthcare organization I worked for, that met 5 years ago, who tried to stop innovative ideas from the nurses, I wish that they adopted this mindset, the mindset I am presenting to you today, the mindset of giving. Instead of focusing on getting ideas modeled after big tech, I wish they wanted to infuse ideas modeled after big tech. I wish they were prepared to make changes to create a healthy culture, just like big tech has for their employees. That would have cost a lot of money. But 5 years down the road today, it would have meant everything, especially being thrusted into the middle of a pandemic. If you want to save a person, we have two things. We have our brain and we have our emotions. Now, our brains or our instincts will say, go with all your might and pull him out as hard as you can. However, wisdom says, step back, find a tree, get a rope, toss it to him, because that will give you 3 points of strength where you can have a good foundation. You can use your strength to pull him up. He can use his strength to pull himself up, and you will have a tree as a grounding force or a foundation for the both of you. And you can do what you intended. I am here to share wisdom, thoughts of wisdom with you. Why? Because you are not the problem. We are not the problem. We are actually the solution for the future. We came here to solve the problems that we were handed from the past. Let us not be an addict trying to solve a problem in a way that creates even more of a problem later. Dr. Gabor Mate, an addiction specialist, says that we as providers are unable to help addicts because we don't get to the cause of the problem, the cause of the pain, the why. Can the same be said with healthcare? I wonder if we actually took a look holistically at caring and we asked this question instead of saying, what's the matter with you? We said, what matters to you? Before we can ask others, we first must ask ourselves. And then we would really care when we ask others, we would really care to hear their answers. Maybe this simple question, what matters to you? When it is asked, not with the attempt to fix the problem, but to understand the person, may infuse some true love and kindness into this world. What matters to me is you and I being healthy. I want to see us walk away from this pandemic with blocks to build like the house that is on the rock, with strength and inner courage and morale, not just being exhausted and broken. You see, if we fail, we become part of a system that not just failed the population, but also failed ourselves. I am committed to nursing humanity back to health. And it starts where everything starts, the basic institution of society, the family. I am starting with mine. I will work my way up from there and be a good nurse to myself, to my family, eventually to my community, my country, and the globe. I hope that I put some good ideas in your mind today, that there is no value that can be put on the life of a human being. When you try, we will always end up here. In conclusion, I value your life. I respect your skills. And that is why I stood up and delivered this speech today. We are not merely medical workers. We are not givers or takers of life. Call us who we are. We are preservers of life. Let us nurture and preserve our own life and then encourage others to follow suit. My name is Kasey Pacheco. I am a registered nurse, and I thank you for listening to this speech about healing ourselves inside out. Thank you.